Yeah.
Doesn't end. Doesn't
Mhm.
end. There's no end. Because there's
Yep.
never a moment. This is where it gets weird. This is where some of my stress comes from. There's never a
Mhm.
moment where I can just be like, oh, I'm good for today. I did what I had to do.
No.
Never. And I haven't felt that in so long. And that's what wears me down. Straight up.
Mhm.
Because there's always, I can think of a million things right now, right? I do have a little list on my computer right now. My manager's making a list for me right now of the shit I got to do.
Yeah.
We use Trello, and she puts, my list just fucking grows every day, and I got to knock things off it.
Mhm.
Um, so you have to be willing to make a lot of sacrifices for that,
Yeah.
to do what it takes to make sure that everyone has a good experience, whether you're selling clothes or supplements or training. It's got to be good.
Well, even look at like this venture for you. Adding in the podcast, the time to do the podcast, the software,
Made no sense, but here we are.
But here we fucking are,
We
and we're in
launched
two.
this the week my supplement line launched.
Yeah. Yeah.
Most people would have been like, fuck no. But see, I have a vision. I get where it's going.
Mhm.
And it goes to show you, what does that mean? No downtime, right?
Yeah.
So I allow no downtime. Now, is that healthy? I don't know. But probably not at the same. But then again, the alternative might not be healthy either. Looking back with regret, right?
I guess in my mind, you work until like you have enough to where people can help you enough, and you get to slowly like take the reins off. I guess
Right.
at some point, you know.
Yeah.
Well, whatever. To each his own, though. But because if it's not in you, it's just not in you anyway. So why are you doing it?
I don't think a lot of people can understand the concept of no downtime. I mean, I
No,
realize that I'm
no.
one of the few that, you know,
Yeah,
no downtime, meaning I don't have a moment where I just chill. It's like,
no.
I'm
And
chilling. I want Netflix and chill tonight, whatever.
yeah,
Every minute of every day is taken.
right.
Literally scheduled 18 hours. Sometimes it goes to 20. Um, and that's what is actually happening behind the scenes with all these businesses for
Yeah,
me to do all of this. So
yeah,
you have to be willing to accept that that's probably what it's going to take.
yeah. Well, and like even thinking about, you still got a family. You still have a
Still
wife.
have
Like,
family, wife, kids, yeah. And I make time
yeah,
for them. It's just part of my schedule.
yeah. You built it in.
You build it in. You make time, go to the gym, make time, do everything you got to do.
Hmm.
Um, but it's just you have to slowly just realize that there's no such thing as downtime. If you start a business, it doesn't exist.
Yeah,
Because you can always go, oh shit, I could be doing this. I can improve this.
right.
It never stops.
How how long do you think it realistically, like, starting from nothing, building it to where you were really like making money, I guess you could say, or a return on anything was like
Years.
online IG years?
Yeah, my partner and I did not take any money for my ex partner and I, but
Mm.
we no, we did not take any. My first like 2 years in business, we did not. We just reinvested.
Yeah.
We reinvested, and then eventually we got to a point where we paid ourselves a very small amount. It was like 800 a month each, like $200 a week or something. And that was like, but we still, because we just kept reinvesting, and that was after like 2 years. 2 years,
Hmm.
so we weren't paying ourselves much amount of work we were putting in. Again, part time, so whatever, it's money. I just remember that was like so I was like, oh, we just set that aside. It's like, okay, we'll pay ourselves like $800 a month each, 1,600 out of the total, whatever. That way, we're not relying on that. It's just whatever. It's extra money we make.
Extra money.
We're putting a
Yep.
shit ton of work in, but we let the rest go back into the business marketing and make sure the website was tuned. And then you got clothing, you got all of the back end stuff you have to get. You have to have a lot of software.
Keep feeding your business.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you have to keep feeding the
Kept feeding your
business.
business.
You can't feed. You got to feed the business, and you have to be willing to accept that. So it took a couple of years before we even got to that point. Um,
Hmm. Well,
so
because I
and
think
then it built
most
from
like what
there.
make money and then they go shopping
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
right
yeah.
away.
So we just kept building from there. But we were totally knowing ahead of time to get into this. We were going to be able to work. We had no issue working without getting paid. We knew going into it that was the case.
Hmm.
So when someone says go quit your job and start a business,
No,
bad fucking idea.
that's a.
That is the
I would.
biggest sack of shit. I've never heard such a dumb idea in my life.
Mm-mm.
What a dumb idea that is.
Use that job to pay for the business until
Yeah,
eventually business could be your full time.
yeah, exactly. Get to
That could
that
take
point.
years. Yeah,
Yeah. And even
that could
then,
take years.
I still work
And
as an engineer. Why? Because
yeah,
I just hire people instead. Why? Because it's good money and shit's working.
yeah.
But so basically, again, just keep going, but put that
That's
time
why
in.
even with myself, I accepted like this. My sales background is my background, and I'm going to keep that so I have the income to invest,
Yeah,
like no matter what.
yeah,
And that just took to coming to terms of failure and money failure. Like you can't just go live your dream, like
no.
from some easy pitch from the internet. Like that's just not reality.
People
You're just
think that, yeah. So I'm gonna start a t-shirt company, and you think because you put some fucking t-shirt on your page that says some stupid saying that's like a print off the internet, just one of those companies that prints cheap t-shirts, puts a saying on it.
hmm
You think that you literally just gonna sell those. You realize that as soon as you put that out there, not a single person's gonna buy it. Just accept that. Seriously.
hmm
Why would they buy your t-shirt when there's a million others?
hmm
Brand. Well, guess what? You don't have a brand until you've built it.
hmm I had a guy who was mad at me because he wrote a book, right? And he doesn't have a following. He doesn't talk back to other people. He doesn't like give anything actually. He just writes like an occasional quote and posts a picture with him in it, like in the background of the quote. But he was mad at me, like, yeah, if I were a girl, I'd be motivational because at least then I have a body to sell my words. I'm like, excuse me? Like, you think that just because my body and I wrote my words that suddenly I'm paid for those? One, two, that people just like it because there's a body? No, there's about a million of those on Instagram.
Dime a dozen.
There's a dime a dozen of
Dime
fucking
a dozen
bodies
at this point.
that write something motivational that they probably took from somewhere. I
Yep.
write my own words,
Yep.
for one, and two, I have given so much love over the years. I have talked to people, I have messaged them, I have sent prayers and videos to them. I have stayed up till 4 in the morning crying with them because of pain.
Right.
No, motivational, I write what I write because I have a weird brain and it just comes out that way when I talk. Literally. I'm like, that's just my brain. I read every day and, I don't think I'm in this universe half of the time. I just write. Now the likes and the engagement and the love and the relationships that have formed is because I open my mouth and talk to somebody other than myself.
Hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, my body and something I wrote that looks motivational and cute. Like, yeah, sure, I've been through hell and I've crafted a story like you. You've been through shit and you crafted a story and you made your pain not your reality.
Hmm.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. And but he was mad at me because he wrote a book. He put these quotes on his pictures of himself. Doesn't get any likes or engagement, but doesn't talk to anybody. Doesn't help anybody. Doesn't he just expected people to like him because he wrote something motivational on a picture.
Entitled.
Yeah, I'm like, they're a dime a dozen, buddy. Like my body didn't do that. I'm certainly not the most popular girl on Instagram. There are about a billion bodies with a billion motivational quotes beneath them.
Yeah, people gotta
What
stop thinking that their body is gonna sell. Um,
those
maybe
products
it did. Maybe it did I
for a
think in
while.
the, yeah, maybe 2012 through like 15, 16. But
Threads,
yeah,
threads.
that shit's, yeah, right. Now I get, whatever, 20 messages, 30 a day, whatever, people trying to get sponsored. And, well,
hmm
fuck, I'm shredded, dude. I just want to
Of
show I'm an IFBB pro. And I'm like,
course,
hey,
there's a
man,
lot of those.
great job. That's cool. Well,
Yep.
yeah, so it's my, so I want to get sponsored. I'm like, okay, well, not by me. You know, I do this every day.
Yeah.
Like I need to put a huge post out because it's getting out of hand. You are not entitled to get sponsored. You know what companies want? Real people,
Mm.
genuine, that fit into the brand
Yep.
already. Maybe already wearing the shit. They bought a couple of shirts, took some cool pictures, and are just good. They're good people. They respond to people. They're engaged with their audience. They're wearing your clothes. And you're like, wow, it's a cool person. You know, that's what it's about. I don't think
Yeah.
companies give a fuck. You know why? Because there's so many people with abs and nice booties, and that shit's played out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's part of it, but then take that with some personality. There's not much
Mm-hmm.
of that out there, you know?
No.
And people got to realize that. So if you have your own IG business, your fucking abs are not going to sell workout plans. You got to have some, you got to be a person.
Mm-hmm.
And I think people are under the illusion that people are selling a lot more than they are. They're not.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't know how many online trainers like myself that do as well as I do. I don't. I just don't. And
Mm-mm.
I can see why, because they're not out there fucking showing people what they do. They're not
No.
celebrating the journeys of their clients and all the hard work they've done and showing, being real. They're just like, hey, buy my plan. Buy my plan. Look, I get abs. Buy my plan.
Do you know how
What?
many coaches I've had that sent me a cookie cutter plan that they totally copyrighted from somebody else?
That's terrible. It's terrible.
And we all know what happened to my last show. Like,
Yeah.
wrecked my thyroid.
Yeah. It's not good. It's not
That
healthy.
was
It's not
that was
healthy.
hard to come back from.
Right.
That shit's real. If you're not careful with who you're researching, with what their business is, you gotta do some research on these people.
Exactly. So remember, some people that are selling you on the concept of creating a business, their business is selling you, selling a
And
fucking course to you. So
yeah,
right then and there, you take a look, and I want to see what business they've built from the
just
ground
like,
up that had nothing to do with selling courses.
mm-hmm. Why are they?
19 out of 20 times, they will have never built a fucking thing.
No, they just paid for a website and a funnel and
You know, like
a
I
webinar.
could literally sell courses, how to start a clothing company, how to start a training, how to start a supplement company. Why? Because I'm doing it, right? Um, but
Yeah.
what's funny is I'm the guy. I'll just give it out for free. I'll give that info out for free. People ask, I'll tell them. I don't care
Mm-hmm.
because
Grit.
I realize that most people are afraid to put the work in. So I could give them every single detail, and I literally will. And you know
And
what? They're still not going to pull it off.
no, and
I'm well
usually it
aware of
scares
that.
them off.
Yep.
It scares them off.
Yep.
They're like, oh, that's not as easy as I thought
And
it
that's
would
why I see
be.
everyone, I want to be an online trainer. And it's like they see what I'm doing. And then I see them try, and then they just disappear. I see them try, disappear. And I see this a lot. And it's like, well, what did you expect? So you,
How many of those podcast pages hit us up with no following and no,
and they're dead.
and they're selling us courses on how to build a
How to
podcast?
build a podcast. It's all about selling courses.
But
So
what?
don't think that there's a course out there that's going to teach you how to do this stuff. Um, I don't believe there is one. I don't. I don't know. There might be one out there somewhere, but everyone I've seen in my feed that's like an ad, I don't, I just call them out for being scam artists, and then I
Mhm.
report them because it's terrible. It's terrible.
It is. I've gotten enough damaging stories, personal experience with each of these people. Thousands to wrecking my body. Like, that's no joke.
So what
Like,
else? What else you got? Throw me the outsider question.
the outsider question. Are we talking about the people that bullshit? Yeah, the majority of IG.
What?
It's bullshit. Oh, the question was like, are we talking about the people that bullshit? I'm like, well, yeah, it's like the majority of them.
That's most of them. Yeah.
That's most of them.
Yep.
Um, you've invested money. I've seen you not sleep. Like that. I know, but they don't know like the depth of it, and they um. How about this? Like all the fluffy stuff. Think about the like how many vacations you've taken in all of these years. I
Not.
know.
Yeah. I don't know. One, two. I don't.
That's what I mean. I knew you could count on one hand.
Yeah.
So
I had to skip one because I had issues with one of my buildings. So what did I do? I went in and did a remodel.
you missed it. Yeah.
I missed the vacation.
Yeah.
100% missed my last one. We were supposed to go to Florida. You know what we did instead? We went and remodeled a fucking apartment. One of my businesses. You know why? Because someone wrecked it. We had to get it rented.
Yeah.
And the way the timing worked, we literally had to cancel the trip. That would have been our second vacation in 10 years. But we didn't get to take it,
In
right?
10 years. Yeah.
So that's the truth. That's the truth.
That's the truth. Um, what about, um, I think it's what, like, obviously, like, majority of people aren't cut out to be doing that. But since IG business is a big thing, like, I guess if you had to tell them, like, step A to Z, where to start, where to end,
Where
what
to
would you say?
start?
Yeah. What summarize it to brand, website, build
If,
value,
if,
like,
we're, if we're talking about IG, it starts with IG. You got to build a real page or pages.
mhm,
You have to understand how that works. But no matter what, you have to be genuine, real. Don't try to be like
yeah.
everybody else. Be you.
Mhm,
Um, be willing. You have to show that whatever product it is, people like it, or you transform people, whatever.
mhm,
Um, you have to be willing to. You have to build that. You have to build your page, and you have to build the brand, and you only do that through proper storytelling and messaging, and proper posts explaining what you're about consistently.
mhm,
You're about what you're about, what your business is about, whatever. Like Outlaw, it's about being different. It's about not gonna fuck what everyone else is doing. But people
mhm,
understand that. That's what we are. We're outlaws. We're not the fucking status quo. In a world full of people trying to be like everybody else, be yourself. Right. That's our motto.
mhm,
Um, but people understand that, because that's what everyone's trying to be is someone else. It's like, oh, I see that. Oh, I want to do, just fucking do what you do, you know, and that will resonate with a lot of people, no matter what business you're in. And
mhm,
then you have to be willing to solve the problem. And
mhm,
so you build a page. And again, that takes work. So don't just think you're going to be on IG for 2 minutes a day. You're going to be on there for hours, actually out there in the community, talking to people, commenting,
mhm.
getting to know people legit over time. That is work. I don't care what anyone says. It's a lot of work.
That is a lot of fucking
Because
work.
we
Like
all
this.
know if you do it the right way, it's real work. Like it's not some fucking, it's real work. You build it, but you build a real community. Build a community around your brand and
In real relationships. Yeah, like that's not.
real
Don't take
relationships. Yeah.
those
Um,
lovely telemarketing groups on telemarket app and all that. Like that's great, but
become
you still
someone
have
that people believe in, people trust,
right.
Then you have to build a product, right? You got to build a product. Your product has to be good. You cannot do a half-assed product, especially nowadays, because you will not make it because it takes 2 seconds. As a trainer, for instance, if you screw somebody over, people will know in 5 minutes. And
And
they
they
will
will
tell
broadcast.
10 people each. And that will
Yeah.
spread. And from me into California, people will know that I sucked as a trainer. It would be that quick. You know
Yep.
what I mean? So you have to have a good product. If you're making clothes, before you go getting into a clothing business, just think about it. So if you had a really strong brand, you might
Mhm.
be able to sell subpar clothes. That's how Gymshark, for instance, started. I remember their clothing was just some printed shit, and they built it. But what did they do? They built an awesome brand, And now their
Mhm.
clothing is exceptional, but they did not start that way. But they did focus on brand, right? And that's how I started. We'd buy clothes, blanks, create a logo, a really cool logo, then build a brand around it, get people wearing it, understand what it's about, and then but the products we made, although we didn't just buy shit like just a fucking t-shirt, or we bought like actually pretty nice clothes and then got very nice printing done on it. Cost a little more upfront, but people when they got it were like, oh, you make nice stuff.
Mhm.
So you have to be willing to spend a lot upfront to create. No matter what, you have to have a good product. You
Right.
know why? Because if you don't, there's a million people that do, and you're not going to make it. I don't care. Good
Yeah.
product.
And
So stop thinking you're
it,
going to print some logo on a t-shirt and make a bunch of money. It's not going to happen. Not going to happen.
no, that That ship will die. It'll die so fast.
Exactly. So you have to know that your product is really good.
Mhm.
That way you believe in your product, because what differentiates you from everybody else. So, my
Mhm.
clothes it's all made. I design every piece by myself. When you get it, you can tell it's got my tag on it. It's real. It fits the
Mhm.
body a certain way. I mean, that's you don't just buy that in the store. But
Right.
slowly over time, people will tell me that, wow, it's amazing. It's really nice shit. The material's good. It fits good. Whatever. Not everything fits great. It just depends. But either way, people
Mm.
are like, you can tell it's not just shit I bought in a store and printed it.
Right.
Does does it take 3 months to make a T-shirt? Yeah, it does. Getting the sizing right, but you have to be willing again to suck it up and make a good product,
Mhm.
because in the end, it sells itself.
Yeah.
Get it in the hands of the right people. Like, wow, this shit's nice. Wow, So build the page, build a legit following, loyal, be real, have a good product,
Mhm.
create a logo,
Mhm.
get your logo trademarked before people steal it, as I
Mhm.
learned very quickly. Um, then you need to build a website, because you do not look very professional without a good website,
Mhm.
right? So if you just want to do one of those little, what's that free one everyone does? I don't know. Somebody's, someone's a low end.
GoDaddy,
Well, that's
Name
they're a host. The
G.
GoDaddy's fine, but like I don't know if it's not Etsy. There's a couple. It's
Shopify.
no. Shopify's what we use. Everyone uses Shop. That's the big time.
Yeah.
Shopify's the real deal. No, there's somewhere like I don't know if it's Square. No, I don't know. There's somewhere like you just you buy like this shit little page, and you can put your pictures in there and people can buy it.
Oh, yeah.
Store Envy, or I don't know. As soon as you do that, you've already screwed yourself. Like, you need to have a real web page with your
Yeah.
own address, and has to be very high end looking, right? Because if you're just if it looks like you put no money into your webpage, people are gonna wonder about the quality of your clothes, or if you got a
Mhm.
webpage, it's fucking high end. It's nice. It was expensive, yes, but it has a look to it. It's very nice. Very, it's not perfect, but it's nice.
Mhm.
So you have to be willing to build that webpage. Then, if you can't design logos, get someone to design it, get them trademarked. Webpage, set up all the back end stuff. So, how are we going to transfer funds? Are we collecting credit cards?
Mhm.
Are we doing it through Shopify? Fine. And we then need to connect Shopify to Facebook, which then connects to Instagram.
Mhm.
Um, then now we have swipe up, and we have product tagging, which is something new in the past 2-3 years. You have to apply for that.
Mhm.
So, but you can't even do that until you hit 10K. So that goes back to
Right.
following. So
Yep.
on all my pages, you can swipe up, and on the LO page, you can actually click on the picture and go directly to the store, which is a very special feature not all companies can do. But I had
No,
to,
you can't even add a hyperlink in your story unless you're over 10K.
right.
Either.
And
Either.
yeah, but even just my actual Mac Fitness page, when it's much bigger, you can't click on the pic and go to a product. On my Outlaw page, you can. I can do a swipe up.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the Outlaw page, you literally, if I'm wearing a T-shirt, I can literally, you can click on the picture and go
You're right. Yep.
right to it.
You're right. You're right.
So that's one of those things you've got to try to get to that point. Those are all new things. But before any of that, I still had it going on. That's all new stuff. But again, that's a goal to get to 10K, real 10K, so you can
Yeah.
sell
Not
products.
a paid 10K following, a real 10K following.
Yep. So you have to have
Or
good product. Where are you storing your product? Are you storing
at,
it? Like I have a
at home.
yeah. Who's doing the shipping? There's so much back end work that goes
Yeah.
into it: shipping, taxes, shipping prices, negotiating them. Are we going
Right.
overseas? Are we trademarking overseas? We have our trademark. You have trademark overseas. People can steal it there. Um, who's doing all the shipping? If it's local, we find the cheapest. Whoever's the best price. We'll go overseas like DHL or whatever. You have to get all these quotes. So it's interesting then, and people don't realize. Oh,
Our life's too long.
that's all right. Fuck it.
I know. That's all right.
Yeah, that's all right. At least it got them going.
Yeah. No, there were a lot more people on that one.
Yeah. So from there you have shipping. shipping, or are you going to store it somewhere?
Right.
So
I've seen
my
I've seen a,
supplements are
a
done in.
lot of people in their garage.
Well, yeah, I mean, all our clothing is in my garage. It's a big garage, but it looks like a damn warehouse. But it's shelves to the ceiling all the way around it. You ever seen a
Yep.
picture of it?
No,
I'll have to see it.
not of the garage. No.
But yeah, a lot of clothing is out of my garage, um, in my office up here. But I realized logistically it made no sense to have all my clothes up here, so I then shelved the entire outside area up, 6, 7 feet, and that's where all the clothes are.
Hmm.
And we ship
I
right
didn't
out
know
of
that.
there because it's right there.
Yeah,
We create the shipping labels up here.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, supplements are in a warehouse and stored in a very temperature controlled, climate controlled, clean zone, and they're shipped out of there. I don't have anything to do with that at my house.
Mhm.
Training plans are obviously created on a computer, but as an
Yep.
online trainer, how do I differentiate myself besides the fact that I show shit tons of transformations and do a good job? I have my own app. I have an app built.
Yeah.
How many online trainers have their own app? Right?
None.
Exactly.
None.
So
None.
clearly, I don't fuck around. I have my own app. You put it on your
My fit
phone.
my fitness pal cookie cutter email. That's the majority of it.
Yeah. So I have my own app. So most trainers, they're just printing something off and sending it to you.
Yeah.
I have my own app. I create a custom plan in there. It's built for you exactly as you want it, built on your what you want, your schedule, whatever.
Yeah.
But that's how you separate yourself. As soon as I say I have my own app, people are like, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah, I can see what you're eating." They're like, "What?" Because most you don't see people investing in that.
No.
And why is that? Because they aren't doing as well as they make it look.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're not willing to invest in the business. So it's things like that. So all these logistics behind the scenes you have to think about. And in the end, you have to keep it going, work hard, again, continue building the brand, suck it
Yep.
up when times are tough.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
Really.
don't be under the illusion it's going to be easy. That's
Right.
it. You changing colors over there.
Yep.
So I
Well,
don't
it's
know. I
not
don't know what else we got on business. You got anything else?
I think that was the majority of it because like
It's a good guide. A guide. What we
it's
could
a
always do
guide.
is get some. Hey, anyone have any questions from that?
Yeah. We can go
Dig deeper into this and that.
I think once we post this too,
Yeah.
like there'll
Let
be
us know
more
what you
questions
guys. Yeah, and that would be interesting. I'd like to elaborate. No problem.
like on certain details because like the other thing is like honestly, I think they need to hear the fucking horror stories. Like just like people who compete, you're like you go into all of the things that are involved in competing and they're like, "Oh, I didn't know it was like that." Well, yeah, that's why I asked. I don't think this is for you. Like, you're sure you want to compete?
We'll do an episode on that.
Yeah, we should because people are like,
You've been through
"Oh,
it. We
when
can
it
talk
be?"
about that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the days I cried in my car.
Right.
Just
It happens. Yeah, we can do an
happened.
episode on that.
Yeah, I got a lot of stories for that.
Right.
Mental breakdowns. Like, why is this floor on the fucking floor?
It's competing for you. That would be the whole thing.
Yeah, yeah.
I think
People think.
that's another good episode. I think that would help a lot because a lot of people are interested in it. They like, and some people, they hear the horses sometimes, and there are some. At the same
Hmm.
time, will be the one who can say, look, yes, there definitely could be, but it doesn't have to be like that.
No, it doesn't have to be like my experience. Like,
Right.
compete a
And
couple
it is a
times.
lot, and it's too bad, like as soon as I say, no, I don't cut water, sodium, car, everyone's like, what? I don't. And we kill it. We get first place every fucking time. Yes.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know what I mean? Like, just had three first places, like 2 weekends ago,
yeah.
and we didn't cut water, we didn't cut sodium.
Gosh, and they look so good.
Insane, right? So it's like, even though
They
I
look
prove
so
it,
good.
people still try. No, you have to cut water on like Wednesday before. And I'm like, I just had this argument the other night. I was like, someone, I'm I'm in school again, precision nutrition, and
Hmm.
so on the Facebook page, I was like, oh, I need a hand with like some guidelines on carb up depletion. I was like, oh,
Hmm.
shoot me a DM. I'm not gonna get into a debate on here. So yeah, and she's like, okay, well, it says in chapter blah blah. If we really deplete and we can start cutting water on Wednesday, I should be really dry by Friday. I said, well, where are you getting this? Well, I read that. I think it's in chapter 8. I was like, I don't know. I didn't read chapter 8 yet. I'm not that far. But I said, I don't care if they say that. That's wrong.
Yeah.
She's like, well, no, that's what I did before. I was like, how'd you do? Well, I would have done better, but I'm like, oh, okay. I said, well, let me tell you why. I just won a bunch of shows, and we drank a gallon and a half of water on Friday night, and we had salt and we had carbs, and
Yeah.
she literally just went silent, and that was the end of that. So, okay,
I was so miserable. Like I cut carbs, sodium. I took fucking
Oh, and
these
diuretics.
hard diuretics.
Yeah,
My body was crashing.
crashed.
It was literally trash. Literally, like even that week, I'd walk places and fall.
Yeah, that's not how it is. It's not how it should
That
be.
that is not how it is.
No,
Like zombie, yeah, but you should not be falling apart like that.
no, no.
My body, like no wonder, like what happened afterwards.
Right.
It makes
Crazy.
sense.
It's crazy.
It is crazy,
Yeah, we'll
but
have
it
to do an episode
happens a
of that.
lot.
All right, hold on. Let me stop recording. So, episode 15,
Yep.
starting an IG business, concluded or to be continued.